Hello and welcome back to another art video. I'm Anwa. I do art here on the internet, YouTube, and I'm working on whether it be the capsules or the dudes, Rochelle, Blue Ant, etc. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and don't forget to leave a comment and or a like. Uh, so today we will be working on capsules development, which is usually just coming up with 4 unique moves for them. Sometimes the moves might not be 100% unique, but to some degree. And today we'll be working on this one. And I don't have a name for it, so I'm just gonna call it Rude because he looks kind of rude. He looks like he says bad words. So I'm going to work on that. And yeah, unfortunately, I picked up the thing and I didn't put the paper down. So that was a mistake, you know. Alright, here we go. So let's get to work on this. I've been watching the Twilight Zone. Wait, first we gotta write down this stuff. And if you have a name for this, feel free to leave it in the comments. I will review it. But I've been watching the Twilight Zone 80s version, and some of these episodes are definitely remasterings of, or like not remasterings, reiterative content for some of the other stuff. And it's interesting. Like the episode with the blind man is definitely like a reference to like Come Wander with Me. The pool hall one with the guy who was going against what's his name, Fats Joe Brown or whatever. That was like 1-to-1, I think. I think that was like a 1-to-1 like remake. Um, which kind of sucked, honestly. Like I didn't like that. I don't like the remaking of old episodes. I think that unless you're gonna like do it like completely different, there's no reason to do it. I feel like it was like an exhibition of acting, and it wasn't really that it wasn't really I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't really like necessary, right? Like it felt like a little bit overly derivative. You know, like it felt overly derivative, overly overly derivative, overly uninspired is what I would say. Like it was like severely uninspired, and they know better. Like I feel like, somebody down there at the old Ryder farm could have stopped that from happening, but nobody cared, I guess. Nobody cared enough to stop them from doing that because that was a pretty bad move. All right, so this first move is going to be called Rude Punch. And it lowers your defense and it boosts your attack, unfortunately. It boosts it, so it lowers, this is for the enemy. I'm just going to put an E. This is what happens to the enemy. The enemy's defense goes down, but their attack goes up when you hit them with Rude Punch. And it is also an attack that does damage. So, next move. Um, Ignore. So let's just do a move. Try to get like, yeah, let's get the little hair in there too. This is like, I guess he's like digging in his ear. They just don't care about what's going on. Ignore. Boost defense and boost HP. Negative speed. This is a stat move. Alright, next move is going to be Tantrum. This is like throwing a tantrum. And Rude Tantrum. And this is an attack. The user, I'm going to put you. It boosts attack, but lowers defense. And the next one is Rude Awakening. So it just does like a clap. Does like a little clap. And it's an attack. Always goes first. So we have our moves. And we will move on to the next part very shortly. Alright. So the next part is to color him in. He's just orange and brown, so not really much to do there. But yeah, I don't really care too much for the Twilight Zone episodes where they're like rehashing like the original series. I think that that's like a waste of time, and it causes a great deal of just ugliness. You know what I mean? Like, there's a great deal of ugliness, I think. I didn't care about the pool one. The Come Walk With Me remake is okay, I guess, in a way. But honestly, the guy in that episode, he gets off too easy, I think. Like, there are episodes that I feel as if though the people don't get off as easy as that how that guy got off. You know, because he was going to the bar because he thought his wife was stepping out on him, and the end result is, you know, like the dude sends him into, oh wait, spoiler, okay, spoiler, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't remember the name of the episode, but is the 80s version of the Twilight Zone. Spoiler. Anyway, the guy essentially, like, it's the dude. There's a blind guy at the bar, and he's singing songs about specifically this guy. All right, I had to escort something out of here. A small being. So that was pretty freaky. But Yeah, I was saying that I don't like the rehashing. Like the blind guy, or the vision impaired individual, was essentially singing his pain, and the dude didn't really know. And then he went and talked to the guy. Everybody could see him. Everybody was talking to him. The guy gave him a job, the bar owner, but that's not the dude who was there to shoot the guy they thought was messing around with his wife. And he was like telling him, right? He said to him, he said, "You are just mad because she's finally getting even. What about that? What about that blonde in Tijuana? What about this? What about that?" And I'm just like, bro, like, all right, it's insane to me that the whole time you're on the road, every time you're on the road, the whole time you're on the road, you are out there throwing it every which way. You do not care. You do not have a care in the world. In theory, she might be messing with one guy, one fella, maybe, right? Big M, big maybe. She might be messing with one fella. And now you're jumping out of a window to attack. You're jumping out of a window to attack her. For what? For what, brother? What is your malfunction? She is faithful to you, loves you, treats you pretty good, you know. And when you're out on the road, you just anything that looks at you, you think is yours. And she may or may not be doing something, behind your back for the first time, and the scale is suddenly unbalanced. Oh my God, I was doing this. It's different. It was good when I was doing it. It's bad when she does it. It's like, no, it's the same thing, bro. But here's the plot twist. The guy makes him see a vision where he ends up trying to kill the guy who's his best friend, and he ends up shooting his wife instead and killing the wife, and then he has to go on a run or whatever. And then the vision, he learns from the vision he doesn't do that, and he learns that they were trying to plan a gift for his surprise birthday party. So they wasn't there sneaking around because they were lovers by moonlight. They were there sneaking around because they were trying to come up with a gift for him. Now, do you see how irrational it is, bro? And he did not have to pay for any of the stuff that he did. He didn't pay for nothing because he still didn't get called out for being unfaithful. He still didn't get called out for even showing up there with a gun or nothing. He just slap on the wrist and back to your old thing. It's like, bro, get out of here. Get out of here with that mess, man. I don't like that. I don't think that was a good lesson. I don't think that was a good lesson. His lesson was, okay, I was gonna, commit an act of elimination. I guess I better not do that. And you know, just take my sorry sack home. And it's like, all right, bro, take your sorry sack home. But how does that work? Because it's not better for her. It's not better for anybody. In fact, and sometimes it is true. Like, sometimes it's better to let sleeping dogs sleep. you know. But in this situation, it's just like it's messed up because the whole situation is caused by him. He causes this problem. His previous bad behavior led him to assume that she also has that bad behavior deep inside of her, and she wants to exude it as some sort of form of revenge. Like that guilt is like I don't know what you call it. I guess it's like projection. Like he's like projecting this onto her, and I think that it's just kind of gross how like the punishment is, well, you got to experience her get eliminated by your hand. So your punishment is that you just learn from that and you just stop being jealous. Is the punishment that he learned that he's gonna be a good husband now or whatever? No, he didn't learn nothing. All he learned was, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna end up in jail, and they're not doing nothing. And he got information that he shouldn't have had. He got psychic help to knock off his wife and his best friend because they were trying to plan a party for him because he's guilty about cheating on her. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Oh man, this is such a great twist. It's like, man, that was like that was right up there with the heart twist. That was right up there with the heart. that heart one was also a bit of a emotional. I mean, the heart one was kind of messed up because the guy already had like a girlfriend that he was you know, I guess messing around with for a long time. So for them to like kind of edge her out and put her into solitary confinement so that he could go and be with the person that uh donated their heart's girl is really weird. Really weird really weird episode. There's another episode that I recently saw. This one with like a guy, an old dude, got his body transferred into a robot. That one is pretty funny because he keeps doing like a robot thing. He keeps going and then or like I don't like or I don't like I don't like he'll do that and it's like really funny, but it's like kind of messed up because they use that as a mechanism to take away his they use it as a mechanism to take away his company and eventually take away his body. And it's like a whole thing. He's like trying to fight to prove that he's human, and it's like a whole thing. Um, Obviously, you know, it's like some machine, is anti-machine stuff, but I don't really mind too much anti-machine stuff at this point. But I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I thought everything was pretty hilarious in that regard. But if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications. We're here every day at 11 a.m. EST, and this has been a capsules development video for Rudde. If you have a better name, type it in the comments, and we will go over the moves. So first move is Rudde Punch, which lowers the defense of the enemy, but also increases their attack. You know, you might not, you know, that might seem crazy to you, but you know, it's like a sucker punch almost. And then you have Ignore, which is stats. So it increases your defense, it increases your HP, but it negatively affects your speed. Your speed goes down. And then you have uh, this move, which is Rude Awakening, and it always goes first as an attack. And then you have Rude Tantrum, which is an attack which boosts your attack and also lowers your defense because since you're thrashing about, you don't have any control over yourself. But that has been it for me, and I will see you again in the next one. See you later. Bye.